Say so right now until the truth comes out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. Say so right now, left alone, cried out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. I don't understand what they want from me. They take my hands, washing them in dirty water. Try to find what's right in a distant place, so far away. The silence fills my heart with empty space. But now I'm sure of where I'll go from here. And tensions rise, they push me to divert my vision. But I will break the ceiling and the walls that kept me in for all this time, and all the reasons that I cannot find. They'll wait for me to fall under that pressure. They'll wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces I trust. Have to stay above the rushing water. I will do my best to keep myself composed. It takes a lot not to overload. They can't tell me what is right for me. I just need peace of mind and my ability.
Good evening, everyone on the APAC server. We are back with the for Proof of Skill Tournament Day 1 on the APAC server. For those of you who have no idea what's going on, but at this point you should have known, you should know what is going on here. So a Proof of Skill Tournament series consists of 2 days. So tonight we are on the first day, And both days are going to be in the double elimination format. Tonight, all the games will be in the best of three format. So the team that wins the first 2 games win the fixture. There are 4 teams in the bracket. Each group consists of 4 teams. And the team that loses 2 rounds gets eliminated unless they qualify to the top 2. And if they are in the top 2, they will go to day 2, which will be a double elimination, which will all be played the best of 5 series except the upper bracket first round. Once again, there are 4 teams in this in each group. For those of you who have no idea, this is the double elimination format, and this lovely graphic will explain stuff. And this is the second day, of course, and there is no third stage. I don't have like a graphic for that. And this is the most important part, perhaps, in Proof of Skill tournaments. It's all about the cups. Today, the 4th Proof of Skill tournament, they have the most number of cups up for grabs. So tonight there is a lot of emphasis on qualifying to the second day. But even if teams can't do that, potentially they can still slip into the top 16. Obviously, if you're from the top 8, if you don't qualify tonight, then you might be in some deep trouble. But let's hope it's not the case, because we don't want to see really good teams being left out in the end. And since the Proof of Skill tournament is nearing an end, we will very quickly know the top 8 clans and also the other placings, and they will qualify to different tournaments respectively. Professionals tournament, it will be a double round robin of 8 teams, and it will be held longer as a consequence. Challengers tournament and lower echelon championship, they don't take that many days, but they will still provide some really good entertainment. So I will be following some matches on Challengers tournament in the really busy week, on the really busy week. As for the Blitz Ultimate Cup, the dates are yet to be announced, so I would keep my mouth shut about that. But we know that the top 4 will qualify to this, and I'm not sure about the format, whether they will be using a double elimination as it has always been for the previous seasons. There might be some changes. We will find out soon. But and the prize pool for each region is $50,000, so that's a lot of money. This is the schedule for October, and it has passed, so we will go to November schedule, which this entire week, the previous entire week, is dedicated to Proof of Skill tournaments. But as the tournaments start to, as the Proof of Skill tournament nears an end, quick tournaments will then resume, and you can find all the quick tournaments dates in the yellow tabs. Meanwhile, the week starting on the 14th will be very busy for the streamers at the very least. For the teams, not quite so. There will be some breaks in between, and we will be seeing some great matches definitely. So keep your eyes peeled. And this is a bracket. Haven't changed this one. This is not the bracket for today. I would have to change this bracket very quickly. Yes, this is the right bracket. So tonight we have Nomad, 101 AD, PYT, and RMTL. This is a difficult group. PYT has been trying really hard to get to the next day, but they haven't been able to do so. But tonight, things could very well change. 101 AD has been really inconsistent. They were able to beat some really strong teams, but they are also prone to making some major mistakes in their plays as well. But Nomad is going to be really cautious about them. They have a good opportunity at finishing first, but 101 AD will be a clan that I would be aware of, especially when we are talking about a best of 3 situation. And then PYT is also a clan that you don't want to underestimate too. So if Nomad, let's say, touch wood, and they lost to 101 AD in the upper bracket final, which I don't think we'll be streaming, then they have to be really mindful about losing out to PYT in the lower bracket final. Not sure about RMTL, haven't really seen them play, so it will be something interesting to watch, but we'll find out soon. This is the power rating, and we will know the draw of the. We will know the draw very soon. I mean the group draw. Well, we'll go to the lounge very soon to find out the brackets of all 8 groups. But I would have to say, at least one team here would not be in the top 16. That is something to bear in mind. This is a power rating before the matches begin in the 4th Previous Skill tournament. Current top 8, we have 7 of the clans here that are in the current top 8, with the exception being Brown, that is currently in the 9th place, and it's fighting with Nomad to get into top 8. But there is like a huge gap between the top 7 and also the 8th place. So I would say, as thing goes, we are bound to have a really exciting professionals tournament, and there's all to play for. And even some of the clans here, like Riri, I think they only started calibrating this season, so this rating might be underestimate their abilities, and we could very well see them do very well against some of the giants here. But I would say the top 4, I won't be able to predict what the exact top 4 will look like. There are still lots of uncertainties here, and those clans are looking really strong. But if either Brown or Nomads are in the professionals tournament, I have to say they have to train really, really hard in order to be near the level that the top 7 are currently are. Not to say they are bad at the moment, but there is definitely a bit of skill gap here. So I would hope that they will be able to work really hard towards the professionals tournament. And I mean, either Brown or Nomad for me will be a worthy top 8 team in the professionals tournament. Meanwhile, there are a couple of clans. There are quite a lot of changes to the challengers tournament positions in the power rating, and it could very well change a lot again, because the ratings are very close, actually. So it's very easy for some of the clans to drop out, even if they're like very high up in the power rating. So these are the maps. So with the exception of Hellas and also Ghost Factory, all the maps will be the same as the summer season. Okay, so with everything being out of the way, and just wait a second. Let's actually call Mapbox. What does Mapbox think of Nomad's chances tonight? Okay, so we got some interesting results. Okay. Right, so let's call Mapbox to rescue. Mapbox has predicted the following. Nomad predicted to win under 180 in a tiebreaker 2-1, but will be predicted to win PYT 2-0. They are going to be facing them tonight. 180 is tipped to win PYT 2-0. So let's see if that's the case and whether Madbox is jinxing any clan here. So let's go back to the lounge. And we will look at the current leaderboard, which the top 8 is Risk, Riri, love to call them Riri here, ID, RMP1, GRS, GV, and Nomad. Challengers tournament positions are occupied by Brown, Rats, 10180 DT, UQ, PTW, P2, and ELS. Rapid fire. Arzok, King, SZ, HPG, and PYT are 5 notable clans that are outside of top 16 at the moment. As we look at the groups, we have GRS, PIA, ELS, and GBP in Group 6. Very sure it's going to be GRS and also ELS through. I won't see any other situation, any other scenarios. Group 7, we have GB, Brown, and our Sock. Going to be interesting. Potentially, it will be GB and Brown. Group 8, we have Nomad, RMTL, 10180, and PYT. This is going to be an interesting one, and this is the group we are following tonight. Group 1, we have RN, M1, SZ, and BD. And chances are, I would say, RN and SZ are through, but BD could absolutely create trouble for SZ, in my opinion. Group 2, we have ID, Minos, DT, and T. Interesting to note that DT, Minos, and T were in Group 2 in the last previous skill tournament. And then we have Risk, P2, Kang, and I don't know how to pronounce that, 1Z4N in the same group. Group 4, Riri, CX, and Z, and PTW, and Rats in the same group. And finally, we have P1, BRVT, UQ, and HPG in Group 5, but also a group to watch because HPG are really trying to look for a breakthrough in the proof of skill tournament, and I think tonight could be their night. So yeah, Group 6, we have announced the lineups and we've announced the clans that are in there. So I'm going to go into the room now, and we will follow Nomad versus RMTL. And will RMTL show up, or will they just have everyone going into the other side very quickly? If that's the case, that's not nice. We are going to have a technical victory. Nomad already, they are going to take some interesting tanks, but are they going to actually play something? Play a match on Normandy? I'm not sure. Guyan, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly, says Nomad will probably come out on top, but 10180 could be a scary one for them, which I totally agree with. I do think Nomad will get the first place tonight. Brown, as for Brown, I think it's a little bit more unlikely, which means that Brown would have to hope that they will finish 2 positions higher than Nomad on the second day, which didn't happen last previous skill tournament. So to think that they could do it this time, it's going to be even more trickier, if you know what I mean. So with that being out of the way, I think RMTL will be a no-show here, and that means Nomad will get the technical victory, and we'd really love to see that. And I'm not changing into the waiting room for now because you're not going to see anything. Yeah, definitely not going to see anything. So. Apologies for somewhat of an underwhelming start. but RNTO is not going to show up here. And yeah, well, RMTO is still not showing up, so I'm hoping that I will get to follow the upper bracket final, because definitely we will not see anything in the lower bracket first round if RMTO still doesn't show up. And yeah, nothing much we could do, as you could still say it aloud at the moment, and hopefully that will familiarize with what's going to happen tonight. We will also try to stay behind to look at the draw for tomorrow. As I said on the last stream, what the top 5 what the top 8 clans need to do. The top 5 clans, if they finish first place tonight, they will qualify to the professional tournament, and day 2 will merely be a training day for them. As for GRS and GB, they will still have to fight for their place in this on the second day, while Nomad has to play all the way until the end in order to know whether they will be in the top 8 or not. And I would actually say the worst draw tonight is actually the group with Rats and PTW in. I don't think that's a good draw there. At least one of them, well, maybe both of them can still survive in the top 16, but PTW, if they don't qualify to the next day, they will not be in the top 16, I'm very, very sure. Or maybe they will still be in the top 16. I don't think they will be, I have to do calculations, but if Rats don't qualify, they probably could still be in, provided that SZ finish 4th on the second day, and that P2 doesn't qualify as well. But doesn't doesn't make sense actually, because the highest chances are that King and SZ will qualify to the next day, and SZ and King has more cups, but they will have to knock out P2 in order to do so. So doesn't matter the outcome of King and P2 be on the next day, but that will define whether P2 or King will be in the top 16. But yeah, but it will be like Rats and PTW. That's, I think this is going to be a hard one to go for. Yes, I got confirmation from Tolian that I'll be following the upper bracket final as well. So thank you very much for doing that for me. We will definitely have matches to follow. Almost all matches to follow in the 4th Pro Skill Tournament day 1, and that's really exciting to see. And do we have results? We'll actually play some matches first, because I don't think we have results out yet. So I'm going to keep on grinding my ST1 on the APAC server, because why not? We will play the game now. And I want to say a huge thank you to the Clan Wars Asia community for providing a lot of help for this season, and I'm very happy that I have all the clan logos for top 21 clans on the Asia server now. Rat's clan logo and that is now here, and yeah, love to see that the leaderboard is now filled with clan logos, and the bracket all the brackets almost have clan logos except the ones that say that I don't know. Like for example, Minos, you can send me a clan logo if you're watching the stream and if you want to do that. But
Time to roll out.
West says he wants me to jinx something. You can see Madbox jinxing clans previously a few minutes ago, and I'm not sure if jinx is going to work tonight. But for the last previous skill tournament, Madbox predicted Brown to win Nomad 3-2 exactly. And horrifyingly, Risk also won against Brown and also Nomad, but although in a tighter scoreline, but still not quite like, you know. I'm not sure that hit, but we'll see. But still very close to. I mean, still the right outcome. I mean, so. Ooh, can I actually? No, that's a bit too hard. I do think I have to relocate because I'm not doing much. Oh, maybe not. No, that was. Yeah, I'll have to relocate there. They're going to hate me for not doing that, so I'm going to do that exactly. Just well, I got shot from one side, but that's not too bad. Was a bit worried about getting shot from my right now. And that is saying something that the entire team is pretty much bunched up near the northeastern corner. Our team is holding equally, I think. Maybe I could shoot the route Hansa, and I'm in trouble because the TD died. Oh, we kill a tank, that's good. Oh dear. A bit hopeless.
Enemy armor is damaged.
That's not a good game for the team.
Penetration.
Yeah, I pretty much I have to receive the full clip of that tank. Nope. Let's try again the next one in the next match. And do we have a room up for the lower bracket final? Lower bracket first round, sorry. Yes, there is a room. we'll go in and see. Oh, there is a tank. There is a tank for RMTL, but apparently PYT lost. PYT lost. So will RMTL show up in the end? I hope they do. I hope we will see something. It will be good if we will see something in the end. But we have some results in, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to get into that now. Okay, so RN and SZ 1-2-0 here. Great job to both teams. Group 2 we have ID and DT 2-0. Risk we have them winning 2-0, and we are going to be seeing P2 or Kane potentially in the upper bracket final. Group 4 we have Riri winning, and they are through. Group 5 we have P1 and UQ. Okay, that's a very big result for UQ here, and they will secure a spot to the upper bracket final. But that's not the end of the road for HPG, and they can absolutely get a revenge against UQ in the lower bracket final if UQ loses to P1, which is potentially what we might be seeing here. Group 6, GRS and EOS are through to the upper bracket final, with Brown still playing against our SOC, and GB are through to the upper bracket final. Finally, 10180 2-0 against PYT. So that's a really good start for 101AD here. And we're going to be following PYT now. And momentarily there was a tank on RMTL's team, but that tank didn't show up. That tank went back to the queue. PYT, potentially we could see a couple of tanks ready there. So Left Star, but we'll just go back to the lounge and see things flipping through, something like that. We will also update the leaderboard as we speak after we know whether RMTL is going to show up or not, which I don't think they will. Which is not nice. If you can't fill a team, don't register your team. Simple as that. Right, so we are definitely not going to be seeing a match here. Yeah, it will be a technical victory again in favor of PYT, which means we're going to be streaming upper bracket final, and we still have some time actually. So that's kind of unexpected. So very sorry for the people watching so far. You aren't seeing anything, any tournament games, but I can assure you, you will see something at past. So you could still watch me do very poorly in random battles. And yes, now PYT is in the lower bracket final. We'll find out which clan PYT will face there. I'm going to say hello to everyone here. Thank you for watching, and please be patient. You will see some tournament matches in the end, but not now because RMTL is not here tonight. and so far, once again, the top 8 on the APAC server so far is Risk, Ruri, ID, RMP, 1G, RSGB, and Nomad. Currently, the top 5 will be in the Professionals tournament if they win their group tonight. If not, then they will have to fight for day 2, on day 2. As it goes, PYT are through. As it happens. And we will now refresh the website and see if we have more resubs coming through. Alright, so we have P2 still playing against Kane, PTW still playing against Rats, and Brown winning against RSOC 2-1. I feel really sorry for RSOC. The seeding has not gone in their favor, but I mean they've qualified to the upper bracket to day 2 with some really good matches, and very important ones as well. First time on 2 occasions they knocked out SZ and also Kane. And those 2 are really huge results. Both SZ and King are looking for a spot in the top 16, and I can't emphasize how important it is for these 2 teams to get a top 16 spot in the end, which is, it might look likely for King, but very unlikely for kind of unlikely for SZ. And also, I do believe they deserve a spot in the Challengers tournament. Very sad to see about that. I would love to see them playing against EOS. I think that could be nice to watch. But other than that, I'm pretty much happy with the Challengers tournament. The plans of the Challengers tournament. The format, the previous skill format for APAC server has been quite on point this season, I would say. I would not argue about which team. I think the teams that are in Challengers and also the Professionals tournament are pretty much the teams a lot of people are thinking also at the moment, and yeah. Okay. And I will reload, and let's see again. BD has won as well, so again it's a no-show for M1, and I do think that needs to be sorted out. It's not nice when clients just keep on not showing up. Okay, P2 has won against Kane 2-1. That's a big result, and that would definitely send Kane to the lower bracket first round, and they definitely have to work really hard now, because if they don't, then chances are they will not be in the top 16. And I know a clan at this the caliber they possess, they definitely should be looking for aiming for top 16. But I mean, with a couple of defeats against clans they should have beaten, it, I think they really need to step up in the lower bracket final. That's their last chance. Their last chance in securing a spot there, and I really hope they do, because I know they can do it. I know they can do really well. Guyan says, we'll see if Nomad can play against, can cope with the unique tactics of 101 AD. What I saw about 101 AD is that their organization is lacking a lot, and not sure how they won against GRS, to be honest with you. But if Nomad doesn't have good organization against, well, if they can't capitalize on 101 lack of organization, I'm not sure if 101 AD has improved a lot since then. If they do, then Nomad has to be careful of that. I think their strategies are okay. Like I think what they did could work if they sort out their focus fire and organization, and I do think they will. They can win their games. It's just really that lapses in teamwork is what is holding them back at the moment. GRS on the other hand, so far, they are a really good clan, but in the qualifiers, they haven't been really at their best. I mean, the number of cups they have at the moment kind of reflects this, and also the power rating also kind of reflects this. They have dropped a couple of positions, actually. But I do think they can still be a really strong team to watch. So I wouldn't say like GRS is bad or something like that, but they could very well contend for top 4, but they would definitely have to step up their game for the professionals tournament, in my opinion. I'm not sure why you can recheck the message. I definitely read your message. Hello to the person that is from Russia. Good morning or good afternoon. I think good afternoon is what it is at the moment. So yeah, having a little bit of a talk here. I mean, thank you for watching. I hope you are not bored out. The games will be here very soon, in about 8 minutes. So if you can just wait for, not 8 minutes, 10 minutes. If you can just wait for another 10 minutes, it will be really nice and really huge thank you if you do wait for another 10 minutes. We'll be here soon, and we'll see some amazing stuff. And in the end, PTW beats Rats 2-1. This is a good start for PTW. They have to win the lower bracket final as well if they actually go down to meet Rats there. On the other hand, Riri has to beat PTW as well in order to secure a spot in the top 8, and also beat Rats if they lost to PTW. And I think things could change rapidly if Riri lost and don't qualify. That is going to have huge implications, whether we could potentially see, I don't know, actually, you know what, I'm going to update everything. I think the cups are the same. Let's go and calculate the cups as we speak. So currently, not now, not the cups now. I think I will keep on using the current number of cups I have. I haven't updated the number of cups. I mean, some of them are still in the lower bracket first round, so that could mess up our calculations profusely, and we don't want to do that. Okay. So there are two situations. I mean the Rats group is Rats group is the group that is going to have a lot of changes and so on. And we will go to we'll get into that now. Current leaderboard is this, and if we bring up the number of cups you can earn in the 4th Pruder skill tournament, because I'm in PowerPoint, I can actually use my pen. Let's take a look at Kane. I mean, Kane, if they win against if they knock out P2 tonight, they will be in the top 16 for sure. That is without a question. That that is a certainty. The way that Kane can get top 16 will be to knock out P2, but for SZ, if they want to get into top 16, it's not as simple as qualifying to here. They need to do beyond that, and assume if they finish first, then they will definitely be they will definitely be in the top. Will be above Rats and also or PTW if either one didn't qualify. So SZ has a lot of pressure. If they win against RN in the grand final, then yeah, they will be in the top 16 then. Okay, so what if they don't? Which is the more likely scenario here. So let me just bring you the gap here between second and third is 2032. We have like an extra 885, and then we go up like that. So considering that SZ finished 4th on the second day, then they will have 7,351. I mean not exactly that number. That would be more cups, but just adding the gap, the gap cups, the gaps. Okay, so just only adding the gaps here. So it's not the final number of cups. It's just the gap that the gap in the number of cups that will bring with that. So 4th place will bring it to 7,351, considering nothing changed for Rats and also PTW. SZ will leapfrog PTW. So for the worst case scenario, PTW, if they don't qualify tonight, they are out of top 16. In case if they finish 3rd, then they will have 8,234. That's still not enough to overtake Rats. And finally, if they take second, then they will overleap Rats. 9,000. Okay. So in this sense, I would say so in this situation, if Rats is through to day 2, SZ is through. If SZ is through no matter what, so as SZ now has to pray that Rats will go through. If PTW goes through, then SZ could only go through. They finish 2nd, which is going to be really tough, in my opinion. So I think SZ now will be hoping that PTW goes through now. We will calculate what's going to happen for for the other group. For Riri. Really, what's going to happen? I'm just going to go into a room now before I forget. Which the invite is here, so I'm just going to go in now. I'm going to go back to this very soon, to the room very soon. But we will continue with the number of cups. So now we have Riri with 90,842 cups. So in order for them to be out of top 8. Okay, the maximum they can, the maximum again, max gap here at the moment, max gap here would be 9,092. add that to the number of cups that Brown has, that is going to be enough for them to overtake Ruri. Okay, so if you do the maths, the next gap will be the next best scenario will be Brown finishing second. And in that case, if Ruri doesn't qualify, then Brown will not have enough cups to overtake them. So that means well, I mean to that Ruri, if they don't qualify for second day, all depends on whether Brown will get second. Will get first. I mean, if Rats is still there, I mean, Rats will not overtake Ruri in any situation though. So that's something to bear in mind. I might be wrong. Okay, I think I'm wrong. You know what? Just screw that. That is to say that Brown is going to get second, and Riri is going to, and also Rat's going to get second too. So just forget what I said. I was wrong. And we are going to go back to the room now. Okay, so forget what I said about that. I think I forgot that Brown and also Rat can get first. If that's the case, then yeah, tragedies will happen, and it's not more good. And here we go, Nomad versus 101 AD. We are now going into Winter Malinovka, and I hope that I have the right scoreboard, which I do. Thank you very much for that. Nomad, we have 4 tanks, 4 Type 71s, 1 E100, 1 Mouse, and 1 T57 Heavy. On the other hand, 101 AD, we have double T95 E6, an IS4, no, an IS7. My mind is not working. It's not working tonight. A Mouse and T57 Heavy, and double Type 71s, and we are in Nomad. Going mostly to B and C, and 101 AD just going on to way en masse. And we're going to be seeing 101 AD looking to take A. Who will get the caps first? Is it going to be Nomad or is it going to be 101 AD? It looks like 101 AD will get A first. That will give 101 AD the cap lead, but at the same time Nomad is jumping right in to C. Will Anna try to go into B as well, but Chan is there to reset B. So it might not be a good idea to go into B at the start, but it's Mouse, so potentially Anna could bounce a few shells, but you don't want to risk that. With 101 AD getting A more quickly, they are now going to defend their cap lead and try to reset B. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Ryan Fury there to exactly reset B, but immediately there's a rush coming back from Nomad's spawn. And their push has been stopped because now 101 AD is responding to that. But in terms of the hit point pool sharing, in terms of hit points, it's still very close. Because Nomad has, with Anna has put a shell into Chan. But I can feel for these 3 tanks, they are potentially trapped. 101 AD, on the other hand, they have to conserve the hit points there because I don't think they're exactly in the best position. Cook is really far forward. And Nomad, if they are able to whittle down the hit points of 101 AD near their spawn, then they could potentially free up these 3 tanks here. This is all they need to do at the moment. They just need to stay safe and not make any big mistakes. And whittle down hit points of 101 AD there, and they will be able to push through. Hit points are still very close at the moment, but Nomad is doing a good job in whittling down hit points, and 101 AD is forced to pull back in this situation. Ryan Fury is still there, as you can see, to get the crossfire in, and Cook is dropping more and more hit points here. They are bleeding unnecessarily at this point, and you don't want to do that. And yeah, we're now going to be seeing 101 AD. They're still they're still quite defensive at the moment. They don't need to do much. I do have to feel a bit worried about these two tanks. These two tanks are really isolated. My aim no sense is also quite isolated, but oh, Argo receives a hit. If I were Nomad here, what I could do, there are like 6 tanks there. Anna should go first. Take care of Ryan Fury. Get these 5 tanks to rush these tanks over there. And my no sense can be there to hold as long as they could, and it's possible. I mean, just keep on pulling back, and they could definitely hold. And these 5 tanks potentially could get these 4 tanks out soon. Anna will be really crucial in trying to kind of, you know, distract Ryan Fury, but Nomad's not doing that. I don't think they have enough information here, but 10180 keeps on pushing. They have to be really careful. Cookies now quite low. And let's see about Anna. Oh, it's a bounce onto Ryan Fury. Are they going to make a push now? 10180, are they actually going to make a push? Is this the best idea I'm seeing? They're trying to get tanks out. They're trying to get the cap points to their favor. And Nomad is absolutely absorbing this push. MMD has to stay really safe. He is now pretty low. I love HK is now coming in to get cooked down here. It's going to be Tensu getting the kill, but I love is also getting a lot of shots here. NMD is now dead, and now the ball's been dropped. Nomad, I think maybe someone can get B. Chan will get B. Really good job there. Marlin is now dead. Ryan Fury is now pushing alone. He will be the focus for the rest of Nomad's team. Mind No Sense still hanging on by a tiny margin. B could potentially be captured, but Chen is now coming in to get a cap stop here. I Love is now very low. It's down to a 1-shot. Tense is trying to shield Argo. This is going whichever which way. This is still really anyone's game at the moment, but that's an important kill onto Chen. But Argo is now dead. Mind No Sense is now dead. Ryan Fury is now dead. Nomad, can they hang on? They got B. This is an important cap. Tensu needs to stay alive. He definitely needs to stay alive. But my Iron Army Chan is trying to get C. Oh dear. Is this all over? Tensu, stay alive. Oh, it's a bounce. Important bounce. But Renaissance, I don't know. Is... bounce is a shot. And Tensu, those couple of bounces are so important that allow Nomad to get the cap lead by the tiniest margin possible. Oh my goodness me, that is really intense indeed. And wow, 101 AD gets the win. I don't think they should have pushed there. I mean, they are gradually building up that momentum, but that kind of gradual build-up is allowing Nomad to respond nicely and chip their hit points away. And 101 AD unable to conserve the hit points, I think that's a huge issue here. And a couple of bounces at the very end meant that 101 AD isn't able to seal the win. And had they killed Tensu earlier, they would have got the win, because they were like at more than 960 cap points. Just a win, just a kill would give them the win. Despite them getting C in the end, it wasn't quick enough. And that was an important win for Nomad. It was very chaotic. I really love to see that. Okay, so let's actually. This is Group 8. Change the scoreboard now. This is going to be a really closely matched game here. Hi Romeo. Hi Uma. Hi everyone so far in the chat right now. We're back on Winter Mind Off, and this time we have Nomad with quintuple Type 71s, 1 AP215B, 1 mouse. 101 AD on the other hand, we have a double Type 71, double T95 E6, a T57 Heavy, an IS7, and a VK90.01P. Not sure if I agree with the tank choice of 101 AD. That is some really interesting ones, interesting tanks here. Problem is, they don't have a lot of armor. They have to work their tank in the right positions to ensure that their
Move out.
thickest armor is shown to Nomad's side, and meanwhile Nomad's taking the more conventional setup here. So in my opinion, I think Nomad would be on the upper hand with the tanks they possess, but we will see. It's not just about the tanks, it's all about the focus fire and the organization we are seeing. Both teams committing their forces over to B, but the first shot's been done from 101 AD. That's a great start from 101 AD here. They've shipped away a couple of hit points already for Ilov and also Anna. But look at this, Cook, very aggressive play here. They spotted up the Type 71s at FE215B, and I'm not sure if that's a really good idea to push so far forward without much support though. I mean, there is like Chen and also Renians at the back, but maybe that's a bit too far forward to my taste. And Nomad is now going for a counter push onto Cook, and Cook is in deep trouble. Ilov is trying to stay alive as long as they could, but this is going to be prove very difficult for them. This is once again all about organization and focus fire. And Argo is trying to get Cook out of the way, but these three tanks are trying to focus down Renians here. And with the first tank down of Ilov, NMD is going to be in deep trouble, heaps of trouble, I would say. Cook is still alive, and with Renians dead, those two T95 E6 trying to run away from the rest of the from Nomad's team. NMD is still alive for God knows what reason, but now he's dead. Chen is trying to get Argo here, and the hit points are now in huge favor of Nomad, I would say. Anna is the focus for 101 AD, and this mouse is going to buy time for Nomad to make a counter push and get the tanks out of the way as soon as they could. Tensu kills Meng, and Anna finally goes down, but at the cost of a couple of tanks of 101 AD. The hit points are now definitely in favor of Nomad, and 101 AD, they will lose Marlon now, leaving two tanks alive. Nomad, much better in the organization and the getting the agenda nicely. The kill agenda is a term there. The hit list. Let's call it the hit list. They got the hit list aligned really nicely at 101 AD. There was a misplay with Cook there. I don't think they should have gone that aggressively, especially without enough support from the back. Like it made Nomad's life much easier for the focus fire. And the organization of Nomad is just better in this match, I would say. And 101 AD has to fight hard if they want to derail Nomad's campaign in the top 8. As we speak, Nomad will join PYC in the lower bracket final. And looking at damage here, Nomad 5 tanks doing more than 2k, 101 AD 2 tanks doing more than 2k. Nomad definitely looks to be on their way to winning the group. We're now going back to the waiting room, and we will find PYC against 101 AD. I will go back to the lounge and we will find whether there are results already. Okay, RN. 2-0 for RN here. Against SZ, and SZ will go back and fight BD. On the other hand, ID beats DT 2-0. And Minos will be fighting DT in the lower bracket final. Group 4, we have Risk winning against P2 with King winning 2-0. And this is the very last chance for King. Very last chance. Riri 2-0 against PTW, and they're through. With Rats winning 2-0 against CXNZ. Group 6 we have P1 2-0 against UQ and HPG 2-0 against BRVT. Finally, Group 7. Group 7 we have. Oh no, Group 6 we have GRS 2-0, ELS, GBP 2-0. Okay, Group 7 we have GB 2-0 Brown and RSOC winning. Okay, so hopefully got the right bracket, making sure that everything is right. So Group 4 is wrong. Group 3 is wrong. Okay, I think this is now right. Hopefully. Okay, Group 2 I haven't been able to get the. Okay, Group 2 we have 2-0. Okay, I think this is now right. Hopefully. Yeah, this is correct now. This is correct now. We only have 1 minute left to go. But this is going to matter a lot for both teams here. PYT, they still have a chance to get into the top 16, but this is going to be really, really tricky for them to do so. 10180 on the other hand have to, well, if they want to still be in the top 16, they have to absolutely beat PYT. Can they do it? We'll find out on New Bay. Now, 30 seconds left to go. This is going to be the lineup for both teams. PYT will be taking quintuple type 71s, one T95 E6 and also a 60TP. On the other hand, 10180 will be going for double 50B, double type 71, double mouse, and a T100 T100 not LT T110E5. Goodness me. New Bay is a very interesting one. It's very enclosed. Those buildings are really, really high, so you can't really get crossfire in much, except near the bridge side, which you can work nicely to get crossfire in. But as we speak, it's a haven for super heavies. So that is why 10180 is taking double mouse.
Up and at 'em, lads.
And we will go up high now. PYT will be going mostly to B and C, with 10180 going mostly to C. As we will see, PYT will get into B here. Or they will just go past B. They will go past B and they will... Oh, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Look at the shots coming in onto Comrade. It's a lot of shots, but not too much though. They were able to put shots into Coop, but as we speak, PYT does not have a cap lead because 10180 gets C first. But look at Coop just going sneakily into C and trying to get the cap there. Well, 10180, they have to do something. Are they going to allow Goom to get C like that? Great shot onto Comrade here. PYT is dropping a lot of hit points here, and they have to defend. They don't want to lose any more hit points. They need to be really careful. 10180, all they need is a really good push, but 10180 is also losing hit points. it's really a case of both teams trying their hardest to stay alive and conserve hit points. But Ryan Fury is now going in here. Jay is now in deep trouble. Ryan Fury is now spotted. Are the shots going to come in I mean, are they going to even... are they going to ignore Ryan Fury? That might be a good choice, but this elephant in the room meant that PYT must do something to counter one-on-one's push. And PYT looks very disorganized at the moment. They aren't really focusing their shots. They are looking at a lot of different targets. Great shots onto Ranians here. They need to get Ranians out of the way, but look at Loyal and also Gorilla. They are not looking to kill Ranians, and the focus fire needs improvement, in my opinion. Ranians finally did, but Loyal is going to get killed very soon. A man is still the bounce that is taking a lot of bounces and hits, and that allows one-on-one AD to come in to get the tanks out of the way. Ryan Fury is now down to one shot, and Cook nudging Faisant there, and Comrade is going to go down very quickly here. Ryan Fury is finally dead, and PYT definitely will not. Well, there might be a chance, but no. One-on-one AD leading by 2 tanks and have more hit points, and definitely this game will go to one-on-one AD, bringing this to 1-0. Well done to one-on-one AD. PYT, they need to sort out their focus fire. It's really loose at the moment. It's really not doing them any favors, and them losing a lot of hit points at the start is not helping them at all. So we'll hope to see a better performance from them in the next one. Well, okay, so let's go back and see the second match on New Bay. Okay, one-on-one AD has to lead here. So we are seeing 6 times Super 2K for one-on-one AD. That's a good sign. Meanwhile, PYT only well, there are 5 tanks Super 2K as well. But it's really all about focus fire, as I emphasize over and over again. PYT, maybe it's because they were nervous in the push from one-on-one AD. That kind of disrupted their hit list, but they really need to tidy that up. They don't want to be distracted too much, and one-on-one AD now changing. They are still going. They're dropping the double 50B strategy. They're going with only 150B, but they will be going for double T95 E6 and double Type 71, still with double mouse. So a minor change for one-on-one AD side with PYT. This time they're going for double mouse to mirror what one-on-one AD was doing last match. But they will be taking quintuple Type 71s this time. So 30 more seconds to go, and it's New Bay. We are going back here. Right, let's go in. Okay, so this time PYT on the south spawn with one-on-one AD on the north spawn. Hit points are quite similar, and they are typing their strategies on the on the stream. Did they even communicate on Discord though? Probably not, and that is probably not the best idea to have. That is going to make it a lot difficult to focus fire, to be honest with you. So maybe that's why PYT's focus fire has not been on point here. But they're going to get WZ115A, and I completely missed that here. And they are actually taking 60 TP instead. And U100, they're not taking quintuple Type 71 and double mass. Okay, so they've completely revamped their lineup. But this time, again, 101AD gets the cap lead with 2 tanks on B, and they're running away from this. Jay, on the other hand, has a lot of responsibility on their hands. Ryan Fury is in the mouse, but there is also a tank capping A. That's my Iron Army Chan. Marcus gets a hit there, and are we going to be seeing pushes coming around somewhere, or will we see A getting captured? Oh, big shots coming into Cook. My Iron Army Chan is going to run away. Ryan Fury is kind of the bait here, but if I were PYT, the two tanks at the top of my hit list would be Cook and also Marlin. And Lloyd is exactly coming behind for that. They have to be more daring, but at the same time, Cook and also Marlin are trying to get Lloyd out of the way, and 101A is regrouping. B is captured. Marcus is in deep trouble. That's a good push here from 101A onto Marcus. PYT needs to push in onto Marlin. Marlin is isolated. Go in now. And Marcus is not going to be long. The first tank down, actually. There is still a lot more hit points on PYT's side, but they absolutely need to get the tanks down as soon as possible. I mean, there's also Jay and also Goom that is pretty much out of the fight. They have to come in to support their teammates. Marlin down to a one shot, and Comrade is trying to put shots into Chen. That's a great shot there. Gorilla, I mean, Mouse now, I think they have to pull back. They need to start to get that horizontal straight line as soon as they could. Men is finally dead, and that will free up Faisan with Gorilla now there. Goom gets a great kill onto Chen. This is going whichever which way, 4 versus 3. PYT 2 caps here. And Jay is going to put a shot onto Cook. That's a great shot there. 101AD is gradually losing the fight. Finally, we have Loyal down as well. That's a lot better for PYT this time, the hit list they have. And the focus fire is a lot better tidied. A lot tidier here. But still can go whichever which way. The hit was still very close, but PYT has 2 caps and 3 tanks alive. So this is going to be really hard for 101AD now. My enemy Chan getting shut down by 2 tanks here, and not even very sure that my enemy Chan would be able to survive this any longer. That's a big HE shell from Visan there. Goom lands the. No, it's Goom that gets a kill here. Renians is still brawling against Jay. That's a big hit and a fire as well, leaving Renians the last person standing, bringing this to a 1-1 now. PYT, there is a chance for PYT to qualify to day 2, and that is going to be a huge game here. 101AD could potentially be out of the fight in the top 16. We will find out whether it's going to be the case. Ranian's one shot, and Faisan misses the shot. Ranian's still alive, but barely. Faisan just needs to get that kill. And there's a track shot that will stop Faisan in pushing, but I don't think that would mean Ranian's going to save. It's going to be safe for another day. 1-1. We are now seeing great job to PYT. Great job in getting the focus fire this time. The way how they move this time is much better than the last time, and I hope they continue this momentum. 101AD, despite a great push onto C, I think they were struggling to keep their organization together, to keep their tanks, keep everything nice and bunched up, and that allowed PYT to kind of focus fire relatively easily. Now we are on to Oasis Palms. We are on to a tiebreaker, and this is going to be anyone's game. Really hope that PYT can show us what they're capable of. And 101AD, this is not the time. This is not the time to make any more mistakes. They need to get everything sorted. And they're now going to be taking double T100 LTs, double Type 71s, and potentially triple IS-7. They will be taking triple Type 71s instead. PYT is taking quadruple Type 71s, 1 E100, 1 Vickers Light, and a T57 Heavy, and we'll go back in to the we'll go into Oasis Farms, and we will go back into the battle room. My goodness me, I'm stumbling a lot tonight. Yeah, which is not good. I will be following the EU server tonight. I will be following Isra, and I got that clan logo, so that's really good. So hopefully after tomorrow I'll be able to get hold of all the clan logos of the top 16 on the EU server, and that will be nice indeed. Here we go, Oasis Palms, PYT versus 101 AD. Who will qualify to day 2? This is the match that would decide everything now. PYT on the north spawn, 101 AD from the south spawn.
Let's go.
Go up high, and PYT asking for old plan. I'm not sure what the old plan here is. They definitely have trained on this map for a couple of times, so they know what they're doing here. So we're going to be seeing Jay in the Vickers Light. A bit of a failure move there. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they wanted to do. Cook is spotted. Jay is now spotted here and will not be shot at. But we can see 101 indeed. I like how they try to get caps really quickly and start to get the cap lead, trying to make it easier for them to hold. I mean, for them to play the entirety of the match. But the problem is they are losing hit points at the start, and Martin has already taken the hit. Iranians is going to go deep into PYT spawn, spawning up not many tanks. It's pretty much on to Cook that is spawning up most of the tanks here, and Goom is spotted. We could see potentially PYT looking to make a push onto 101 AD. PYT needs to be patient. They have all the time they need to get the shots in. 101 AD, once again, very spread out. They have to be careful not to drop any more hit points. I mean, there's still enough time for PYT to hold and chip away hit points of 101 AD. We are still talking about 400 cap points away, and that's still almost 3 minutes for them to whittle down hit points of 101 AD before they absolutely need to make a push. So if I were PYT, they don't have to be impatient. They have to stay safe, keep on doing what they're good at the moment. And 5-side going B can be a good idea though. 101 AD so far, there are 2 tanks trying to reset B, but PYT is going to be ready for 101 AD to try to reset B, and this is going to be really tough for 101 AD now. Can they reset B? Will PYT be able to get the shots in, trying to get Ryan Fury out of the way? We can follow Jay here. That kind of distance. Great shot onto Ryan Fury. They need the focus fire sorted now, because this is the moment here. This is the moment that they can shine. Laws now down. Great push from 101 AD going into way. This is all or nothing for 101 AD now. They absolutely needed this win. Great kill onto Gorilla. It's now 5 versus 6. PYT, J. Is it the time to get C? Not sure if this is the best time to get C. Randy is down to a 1-shot here. Comrade is now very low. My Iron Army Champ will get the Comrade out of the way, but it's a bounce. Oh, that's a big bounce. Comrade absolutely need that kill. No, it's not going to be the case. But PYT gets all 3 caps, but they are losing a lot of tanks now. 5 sounds now dead. Cook is still up alive. Jay is now very low. They are trying to get Martin off the way, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for PYT to win this one. Once again, the focus fire from PYT is struggling immensely, and if they are able to kill those very low hit point pool targets, I think they could win this one. I think they have a good idea, but really, it's really all about the focus fire for PYT, in my opinion. The 101 AD, that's some really good push onto way, very decisive push, and they really deserve this win. And that sends 101 AD to the next day, and that's huge congratulations to 101 AD. Their top 16 position is secured nicely, and Model 180 can take a deep breath, and it's all about tomorrow. Whether it's going to be very minimal, not minimal. It's going to be very low probability for them to get into top 8. If they could, it's good. I mean, if they could get first place, that's really good for them. But it's also quite tricky for them as well. We will see about the final game, the final match we're seeing tonight, and we'll go back out. And I don't want to have these heavies trainer here. I'm going to get into this room now. It's going to be Port Bay. Alright, so SZ has knocked out BD, and they will be in the... They will be on... SZ will qualify to tomorrow's games, but can they do it? We'll find out tomorrow. SZ. Okay, so next we have DT 2-0 against Minnows, and DT are through. Safe in the top 16, I think. P2. Very important win against Kane, and that will definitely put the nail in the coffin for Kane. Kane will not be in the challenges tournament. Kane are out. Really sad to see that, but this is an important one. And I mean, if Kane can't qualify to the I mean, can't beat P2, then yeah. I mean, they have to take it the hard way, unfortunately. PTW beat Rats 2-0, and that is going to put PTW safe in the top 16. And Rats, they have to hope that AZ tomorrow will not get second place. HPG on the other hand, well done to them, 2-0. Oh my lord. Maybe Rats are totally safe now, because UQ are now out with ELS 2-0 against GBP, and what about Brown and RSOC? Brown 2-0 against RSOC. So RSOC is officially out of the running in the Challengers tournament, and that is it for me. So this is the first time HPG are in day 2, and I really have to say huge well done to them. They really deserve to at least get into day 2. But are they able to get into top 16? That is going to be hard. Let's actually get the cups calculation here. Okay, so with HPG through, this is going to be the cups, the number of cups. And now we'll go back to the battle very quickly. But as we speak, UQ and Rats are now in the 15th and 16th place. And SZ and RSOC are really close in knocking them out. We have already included the gap between the 2nd and 3rd place. So it all remains to be seen, SZ whether they could get first place, and also HPG whether they can get a first place. If both of them get a first place, they will leapfrog Rats and UQ and get into top 16. If they don't, HPG will have to hope that they will get the 2nd place as well as SZ in order to leapfrog both Rats and UQ. And yes, SZ has to finish higher than 3rd in order to leapfrog UQ, if I remember correctly. And we're going into the game now. And let's end the poll here. You are all saying that Nomad will finish in the first place. Hello, Mutsu. And second place, 25% of you are claiming Nomad. I mean, 25% of you are thinking Nomad will get second. So let's go up high with Nomad from the north spawn, 10180 from the south spawn. And we could see Nomad going mostly to AB and 101 AD going to mostly to C. And maybe they will get a cap lead again very quickly. And Rhyme Theory is going to spot up Anna, and they aren't able to put shots in. But NMD potentially put shots into Rhyme Theory, and it's a case. NMD bounces the shot. Oh, look at the crossfire coming onto Rhyme Theory. Rhyme Theory in deep trouble, actually. The hit points are still in favor of Nomad at the moment. They actually get a cap lead this time with A captured more quickly than 180 on C. And this is a great push coming from Nomad. Great ideas to get Rhyme Theory out of the way as soon as they could. And there are 2 tanks very much at the back. But they have to be really mindful of the 4 tanks that are coming from the backside of Nomad as well. They are sending Argo and Innocence to deal with that. And Nomad, they are absolutely barreling in to get both Michelle and Martin there. 101 AD caught in caught being too spread out here. And Nomad, can they get out, take out these 2 tanks as soon as they could? My Island Michan and Tensu, they are focusing onto My Island Michan. Great hit list there. And NMD is trying to get Renius out of the way as well. I'm not sure what Renius is trying to achieve here. They are driving into the rest of Nomad's team, and this is really costing them hit points and tanks. Meanwhile, the tanks from the backside of Nomad are closing down to shut down 101 AD, but we can see Argo coming up on top. We'll get a really good view of what's going on. Renius is now dead. It's now 6 versus 4, and this is looking very strong for Nomad. Victor is now dead, and that leaves 5 tanks still remaining alive for Nomad with 184. But I Love is going to get that big shot onto Kook. That's slightly of a high roll, I suppose, but it won't be enough in my opinion. Kook is killed by Anna, and the T-57 Heavy of Argo puts some great shots into Chen. Great focus fire from Nomad. Great idea to push. Great well-timed push. 180. Once again caught very disorganized, and they're way too spread out. They really need to start getting closer to one another. This is really hurting them in a lot of ways. Argo's still like full health, so that should not have happened in my opinion. And that's a great comfortable first win for Nomad, and if they can get first place, that is going to be really good for them. It's going to be 1-0 for Nomad. Well done to Nomad. That is brilliant. Brilliant job there. Well done to Nomad, 1-0, and great job in getting the push. Really great push. I love to see that. Keep that up, Nomad, and you will really need need those pushes in the professional tournament, in my opinion. 5 tags 31 2K, 10182 tags 31 2K, and we'll go back to Port Bay, and Nomad will be taking triple mouse. And this is quite an unusual call, but maybe this is the specific strategy they're using to counter 101 AD, and let's see if it's going to work. Okay, now we're seeing 101 AD taking double 113s, double IS-7, 1 IS-4, and double Crown Wagon. Nomad going for double M60, double Type 71, double mouse, triple Type 71, and a double mouse, not a triple mouse. So yeah, 101 AD absolutely ditching the Type 71s. I would not recommend that, to be honest with you. Yeah, they're changing the players who are going to play in the IS-4 Crown Wagon, but I definitely think not taking any Type 71s at all would be a bad idea. That Type 71, although the gun is not good, the armor is what sets other tanks apart. And yeah, this is a big risk from 101 AD. Let's see if it's going to pay off or not. But they have to be really careful. Their armor is not going to be as good as Nomad. I mean, they have like 5 tanks that the armor is going to work really, really well. But we'll find out now what Nomad's going to do here.
Move out.
Let's go up high now. We are seeing Nomad red team this time from the south spawn going mostly to C with 101 AD from the north spawn as blue team again going to C. This is going to be a big brawl unfolding upon our eyes. And where's the heavy? Okay, that's a Tensu going into the northeastern corner, the far northeastern corner, so to speak. And we could see Cook spotting Tensu out here. Can they make shots on the move? It's gonna be really hard. Oh, great shots onto Cook, but only one shot hit. And a shot from 10180 has hit Tensu. My Iron Army Chan in a really good position though. Great shot to NMD. Potentially could trap the triple type 71s right here. And I love getting shots at as well. They're really trying to get some commanding power over the northeastern corner, but they're bleeding a lot in doing that. And oh, actually we missed a boost here by the double mouse onto the double M60. Really interesting strat there. I love to see that. My Iron Machine coming from below to get NMD Victor out of the way. I'm not sure if that's the right call, to be honest with you. Now my Iron Machine will be hit by the double mouse and potentially NMD Victor as well, but NMD would be looking to stay safe, obviously. Great shots onto Coot though. The double M60 are definitely making their definitely showing their absolute firepower over here. Like this strategy. Well done to Nomad. Very well played. They are now focused on to Ryan Fury. It's pretty much 101 AD absolutely struggling. They are disintegrating very quickly. They're dissipating. So as we speak, the double Type 71's doing a really great job right here. It goes on to show that the Type 71s are very important in the meta nowadays. And look at how easy Nomad is able to break down 10180's setup. And this is definitely going to be Nomad's win. Look at the hit point sharing from Nomad's team as well. This is top 8 level stuff. This is what I want to see from Nomad. Great job from Nomad. Brilliant. They deserve to be in the first place tonight, and that is potentially going to put them in a really good position tomorrow. If Brown is going to get second, then it's going to be that Nomad is in touching distance of getting the top 8. Well done to Nomad, brilliant job. I am very impressed about the performance tonight from Nomad. Absolutely fantastic, phenomenal stuff with 6 tanks doing more than 2k. 101 AD, you really need your Type 71s in this situation. If you are going to the northeastern corner on Port Big, especially with a lot of terrain as well, the Type 71 will be very useful in scoring the bounces. And they are going to be in tomorrow, and the top 16 positions secured, but I don't think they will be getting top 8 though. I think the gap will be too much for them to handle here, unless Nomad just implodes spectacularly, which I hope that doesn't happen, but don't know. So yeah, final scoreline, Nomad 2-0 against 101 AD. And RN beating SZ2-1. That was close. That was close. But with that win, RN will be in the top 8 now. Definitely secured. I would update the leaderboard to support my claims. And then we have ID 2-0 against DT. Again, this result should secure ID the top 8. And next we have Risk versus P2. Risk winning 2-0 should secure Risk the top 8 now, and Riri against PTW ending in the victory in the hands of Riri 2-0. They should secure a top 8 spot for them as well. Group 5 we have P1 and HPG in favor of P1 as they win 2-0 again. I think that will secure a spot there. GRS 2-0 against EOS. Not enough to secure a spot, but at least enough to secure a spot. We'll see about GB versus Brown. That is the most interesting one. Okay, and GB beats Brown 2-1. That is a big result right here. So everything has finished now. We got all the results of all in all groups. So the current top 8 all get first place in on day 1, and this is going to be it for me. I mean, this is going to be very crucial. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of changes, and I think the top 8 is now set in stone. Okay, so updating the leaderboard now. Okay, now the Cups leaderboard is as follows. Okay, so we have 7 teams with more than 24,000 cups. And Nomad now winning tonight's group puts them at more than 4,000 cups away from Brown. And I think with Brown getting second place here, I'm going to check the cups, number of cups. This is going to be crucial. Let's bring this up again. So even if Brown gets first place tomorrow, and I have to check how many cups they have so far. They have 14,018. So the best case scenario is that max number of cups. So the maximum number of cups that Brown can get will be 21,945. That is not enough to overtake GRS at all and GB. So we can safely say top 7 are officially through to the professionals tournament. So congratulations to Risk, Riri, ID, RMP1, GB, and GRS. Nomad, Nomad are really close to the top 8, but what position do they need to secure in order to be the top 8? This gap is 2,646. This gap is 5,292, with this gap being 3,529. Current gap between Brown and Nomad is 4,663. Okay, so what it means is that if Nomad is in the second place, then Brown is not going to win. Brown is not going to be in the top 8. The only scenario is that for Brown to get first place and for Nomad to get third place or lower. It all depends on tomorrow now. Will Nomad secure at least a second place? If it's the case, then Brown dreams are all but over. Their top 8 hopes are all but over. Yeah, so this is pretty much it for me. And also we will take a look at AZ. Okay, we will also take a look at potential top 16 situation. Okay, for the top 16 situation, we have oh my god, top 16 situation. Top 16, we have UQ. Not in for tomorrow, but AZ we have 8,564 cups. So in this case, in order for AZ to be in the top 16, AZ will have to get at least 3rd place. HPG at least will have to get at least second place. Right, so this is going to be the position they have to absolutely get tomorrow. Will AZ be able to get 3rd to leapfrog UQ? I think it's possible. That will very soon check out the brackets for tomorrow, and we will be seeing the teams. Okay. And hope I can show you this on the screen very soon. Okay, the groups are out, and I can share the screen. Okay. Alright, so for tomorrow, these are the brackets. So we have RN, HPG, GV, EOS in Group 1. Group 2 we have GRS, DT, Riri and P2 in Group 2. Group 3 we have ID, SZ, Nomad and PTW in Group 3. Group 4 we have, on the other hand, Risk, Brown, P1 and 101 AD there. This is going to be a really hard group for Brown to get out of, to get at least 2nd place. Meanwhile, Nomad, really good opportunity for them to get to the grand final, the 2nd place. I think this is pretty. I mean, the stars are aligned for Nomad to get top 8. But for Brown, it's going to be a lot more difficult here. They will absolutely have to beat either Risk or P1 and hope that Nomad will get 2nd place. Group 2, and then we have SZ and also HPG. HPG, can they get 2nd? Is also really tight, difficult. Well, let's see if they can beat EOS. But even if they could do, they will still have to face whoever lost the upper bracket final, if it's either RN or GV. And finally, we have SZ. Can they get 3rd place? They will have to win PTW here. Will PTW? I mean, it's possible. It's not like impossible. But it's going to be a challenge. We'll see if they can do that. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you know exactly what's going on for tomorrow, and I'll be excited to follow all the fights that is unfolding tomorrow, and this is going to be, well, we'll tell it here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all on the EU server. Good night and have a nice evening on the APAC server. Bye for now.